Hello everyone, this is Aaron Fitch from ATF Gaming and welcome back to NASCAR Heat Evolution. Today we are going to Kansas and I have very low expectations. So we're going to change our sponsorship accordingly. We're going to go top 30, top 25. Actually we need to swap that around. Yep. There we go. So last episode we were at Talladega, finished 21st. Would have had a win if it wasn't for a stupid caution that screwed our fuel mileage gambit. But today we're going to Kansas. I expect terrible things. Mile and a half have been pretty shaky for us. So thank you guys so much for tuning in today. I'm recording this on the same day that I put up that channel update video. So I hope you guys watch that and get a sense of where this channel's going, what the plan is, and hopefully, if you have any questions or comments, you left something in the comment section. Feel free to do that again in this video if you have any comments. Because I do this not only for my entertainment, but for yours. So I really appreciate any feedback, any comments that you guys could give to me. So we're going to do our normal qualifying thing, couple lap, make some adjustments, then do another lap, and then see where we end up. I don't have high expectations. We did just get that upgrade though. We got the horsepower upgrade, so maybe things will be a little better. I'm also recording this on the Sunday of Pocono. I'm recording this before the race. Sorry, my computer just finished doing something, so that's what that little tune was. I was actually exporting the channel update video while I'm recording this, so. Alright, let's try to do one more lap here. The car feels really good. I just gotta get my throttle zone down. Almost hit the wall there, but I didn't. But we'll do this lap, see where that shakes up, and then I'll do our usual tire pressure and wedge adjustments. Alright, that was a little better. We're actually in pretty good shape. We're only 7/10 behind Austin Dillon. So, I'm going to make those adjustments, and I'll see you on the other side. Alright, we're back out on the track, about to start our next attempt at a qualifying lap. We're 9th right now. We're ahead of Regan Smith and Eric Jones. Well, that's a good sign. Hopefully these adjustments help a little bit. We also got some cars around us, so maybe we can get some drafting help, but I'm a little too far away. Doing my little dancing jig on the front straightaway here. Oh yeah, the car feels great. This should be a pretty good lap if I do say so myself. Alright, I didn't really improve that much, but I'm going to sim to the next round. We didn't make the next round, but we are going to qualify 30th, so I'm happy with that. So I'll turn it over to Rick Allen.
Today we're in Kansas, but Dorothy is nowhere to be found, and this definitely isn't the yellow brick road. Today we're getting set for the Go Bowling 400 here at Kansas Speedway. This venue has a little bit of everything. Great food, first-class casino, and incredible on-track racing.
Alright, look at the stars out there. I've never noticed that. Look at the stars, how clear they are. That's amazing. Good job, Duesenberry Martin Racing for that. That's a nice little feature. Alright, we were able to cut down in front of Eric Jones. I'm much happier on the bottom, but I'm sure I could make the other lines work. Because actually I'm going to stick to the bottom. Get around Almirola. I was gonna go high there and try to get around a few more people, but I'm gonna be able to get around Almirola, McDowell, and Reagan right there, or Busher. I'm forgetting that this is the 2016 pack. Alright, Bane is pushing me off the track right now. I'm gonna get underneath Elliott here. Don't think he was quite expecting that. But I'm not gonna be able to go around him, not quite fast enough. Well, they were 4 wide.
Still there. Clear low, clear low. You're all clear. Car high. You're all clear.
Alright, we got around them.
Car low.
But Chase Elliott and Trevor Bane are gonna both get by. We just don't have the straight line speed. And corner exit speed isn't really that great either, so I'm not gonna expect to be able to get too many spots there. So we got 35 laps, 18 laps on fuel, so we'll be fine to go halfway. Remember, our sponsorship objectives are 25th and 30th, if I recall correctly. So 25th is definitely where we need to be, which is where we are.
Still there.
That Clint Boyer right ahead of us. We'll go get underneath him, try to complete the pass. We got Almirola, who was trying to get underneath us going into the corner, but we shut the door there. I could get underneath Bane here, but I know I don't have the speed. I'm going to do it anyway because I'm blocking Almirola.
That was a great lap. Stay focused.
That was a great lap according to the spotter. Oh, I'm on the apron.
Stay low. Still there.
Got the Roush boys right in front of us here. Bane and Stenhouse. Almirola's underneath me. I'm going to let him go.
Still there.
Back to 25th. This is probably going to be the place we're going to stay at this point. Every time I get past these guys, I get repassed by them. Just kind of a back and forth. We're all just kind of in a straight line now. I'm trying to get their draft, but I helped Almirola a little too much there.
Still there.
Alright, we're kind of just following our way through under Stenhouse here.
Still there.
Almirola definitely seems to be faster than them. Sorry, I'm not talking very much. I don't really have much to talk about.
Stay focused.
I probably should have recorded this after the race so I could talk about the race, but I'm not that smart, unfortunately.
Still there.
Sorry, Bane. One thing I can talk about was the IndyCar race at Texas. That was really impressive. It was the first race at the repave, so it was very good. Very close racing, which for IndyCar is a plus. It's as close to pack racing as you're going to get with IndyCar. And it was really impressive. Lots of passing, lots of crashes, lots of strategy stuff. But I didn't watch the entire race. I watched about the first half of it because I went and joined John's live stream, Jonathan Wolf 038. So I did not see the end of the race. I know who won because of Twitter, but I did not see the end of the race. Another thing I could talk about was the all-driver broadcast for Xfinity. I might do a review video of that. That would be an interesting thing to do. Where But I think for the most part they did really well. The highlights were Clint Boyer when he was trying to communicate with, I think it was Kyle Larson or somebody after the stage 1. He tried like 4 times and they couldn't get the in-car radio to work, so that was funny.
Still there.
There weren't too many funny moments, unfortunately. I mean, I liked the inside, but I was really hoping for more funny moments, more laughable moments. The only real highlights were
Still there.
that, and then I just felt like Eric Jones was very weak as a pit road reporter. I thought Vicky Stenhouse and Ryan Blaney did excellent. I thought Ryan Blaney was Chris Neville for a second. It sounded really similar. And his talking was very smooth, very, very to the point. So Ryan Blaney did an excellent job. Ricky Stenhouse did an excellent job on pit road. That could almost be worse than the booth, because you have to gather all the information. You got to list. I'm sure they have a team down there that helps them, but you got to gather all the information.
Still there.
Decide when to present it to the booth, and I'm sure they had a team down there, and I'm sure the coaches were helping them out a lot, so it probably wasn't as hard as I make it out to be, but I think that's a pretty hard job in my opinion.
Still there.
Whoever thought that Denny Hamlin should be the race strategist probably should have rethought that move.
Still there.
I mean, I know they were striving for an all-driver broadcast, but it probably wouldn't have hurt to maybe had a Cup Series crew chief come and do that part, because Denny was struggling there. I mean, obviously he was getting fed information from Larry McReynolds right next to him, but that was probably not the best place for Denny Hamlin to be. The 3 guys in the booth I thought did really well. At first, Kevin Harvick was a little rough, but he got back into it. Joey Logano and Clint Boyer did an excellent job. They did what they needed to do, commented on things. So overall, I thought it was a good job. I was hoping for some more funny moments, but I think if it was at a different track, if it wasn't at Pocono, there would have been a lot more opportunity for some screw-ups. But I was reading an interview by Jamie Little before, and they were talking about why they picked Pocono, and well, the first reason for Fox was it was on national TV. It was on the regular Fox and not Fox Sports 1. Second reason was usually at Pocono there aren't any big wrecks, because Jamie said they don't really want drivers going to the infield care center to report on their fellow drivers, and they don't, and there's usually less caution, so there's not as many commercial segues, there's not as many, you got to look at the replay and figure out what happened. So I think that was a good call. Meanwhile, I'm just steadily in 23rd here. I was pulling away from people behind me, but now they're back into it. We got 5 laps to go on fuel. We'll definitely have to do 4 tires. The right front's starting to wear, and I'm starting to really feel it wearing out now. So we'll pit. Are we halfway yet? No, we're not halfway yet. So I'll pit 1 lap after halfway, and then we'll be good to the end. But yeah, I think that's definitely something that Fox should look into more, and even NBC, when they take over the coverage, that should be something they consider. Assuming that Fox didn't trademark anything.
Still there.
We are 3 wide with Danica and Trevor Bayne, which halfway into a green flag run, that's usually not something you see. But they both passed me for now.
Still there.
Also good was the truck race. I don't really remember too much about it. Oh, yes, I do now. I posted on Twitter my thoughts about the ending. They had the
Still there.
big crash with Timothy Peters rolling around in the grass. My first big concern was a concern that I don't think many people shared, but I really thought they could have thrown the yellow out before the white flag. They were spinning spinning well before the leaders took the white flag. So I really think they should have been able to throw the caution before the white flag, and we could have had an overtime. But obviously that didn't happen. NASCAR usually is pretty quick on the gun, but that time they decided not to be. So crew chief just at halfway. I wish the TV broadcast had been a little more clear on the ending. NASCAR race executive Steve O'Donnell posted on Twitter the actual timestamp when they decided the caution was out and what the finish was there, but the broadcast decided to go whenever the giant yellow lights came on the fence. I wish the broadcasters had been more clear about the fact that that's not immediately connected to NASCAR's calling the caution. Alright, so people are coming in. I'm coming in this time. We're up to 10th right now because people have pitted. 4 tires and fuel. No adjustments.
Car ahead, getting this lap.
45 miles per hour, I believe.
Slow down.
There we go. No repair. 4 tires, fuel. That's that. But I think the TV broadcast could have been better with that. I know they probably weren't really prepared for something like that. But usually they have a camera on the actual caution lights that they use, and obviously Texas, they have the giant caution lights around the fence, so that's probably an easier way for the camera people. But I really think they should have been able to find the caution lights and match that up. So I don't think the broadcast team did the best thing they could there. But alright, we have a giant conglomeration of cars here. I'm not really... How are we at 36? I'm trying to figure that out, because we were 23rd. Were we the only ones that did 2 tires? That did 4 tires, or what? Because we came in with Stewart, and then we come out with all of these people. So I'm not really sure what's going on here. Maybe some of you can explain. Oh, there's still some people on pit road. So I guess it'll probably even out. But that was weird. Oh, sorry, Stenhouse. I'm trying to take advantage of the rubber banding while it's still on.
Still there.
But I'm sure it's been turned off by now.
All clear.
Assuming we're not a lap down. No.
You're all clear.
We will be getting lapped shortly, I presume. But that was a pretty clean pit stop. We're about where we were. Yeah, rubber banding definitely on. But we need to take advantage of it while we have it.
Still there. Clear low. Clear low.
Get around these 2 guys here.
Still there.
Well, we'll be in the top 20. Oh no, 21st. Kyle Larson up ahead is in 20th. But overall, truck race, good race. I'm happy that NASCAR got a chance to explain itself on Twitter, because obviously the broadcast was cut short because we had a lot of caution, so the broadcast was going over the time limit, so they didn't really have a chance to confirm with NASCAR and all that stuff. So I don't blame them. But I do think they need to be a little more prepared for stuff like that. I don't know if I touched on this, but I'm not puzzled by the fact that Red Horse Racing closed down. I was just surprised that, all these people can at least muster together 1 or 2 sponsorships, and in that series there's, lower tier drivers, and then the 4th place guy in the standings from last year who has wins, and the other guy who had a win last year and was running excellent this year, how they could not muster sponsorship.
Still there.
So I personally think it's the team's fault, because I'm sure there was some sponsorship. I just don't think the owner had enough connections.
All clear.
Because I really think, I mean, there are so many lower level cars, even in the truck series, that have sponsorships. So I really think Red Horse Racing should have been able to secure some sponsorship for Timothy Peters and Brett Moffitt. Timothy Peters has been a stable in the truck series for years, and Brett Moffitt, he filled in for Brian Vickers in the Cup series. He raced a number of Cup races, and he did pretty well in some of them. And he won a truck race last year in Michigan. So I really think Red Horse Racing, it's partially their own fault because they don't have enough connections. The ownership doesn't have enough connections. So while I do feel sorry for them, I hope Timothy Peters can stick with this new team. They said it was a 2-race deal, I believe it was. So I hope that can become more. Obviously, wrecking the truck and going upside down and having grass in the entire truck probably isn't the best way to finish your first race with a new team, but he has potential. He's still in the top 10 in standings, I believe.
You're all clear.
I haven't checked, but
Carlo.
we're just getting swarmed by Stuart, Newman, and Dillon right now. I did not see how many laps there were to go. We'll see what they say at the line. But we're just getting killed on the straightaways right now. How many laps? 7 laps to go. I guess in news, I really hope Darrell Wallace Jr. does well. I was sad to see that his Xfinity team was closing. Another ding on reporters, it really sounded like in the first couple articles that I read about the situation, that the number 6 Xfinity team was closing down because Darrell Wallace Jr. was filling in for Eric Almirola. The first few articles I read made it seem like that was the reason that they were shutting down. But obviously we later learned that it's partially that, but it's mostly sponsorship issues. So I hate to pull a Trump here, but I do think the reporters could be a little better in that regard. So yeah, I really hope he does well. It's obviously a big thing for NASCAR having an African American driver. Again, first time since Bill Luster, and he only ran like 2 races in the Cup Series. So I really hope that Wallace can do well and then find a ride for next year, whether that be in the Xfinity Series again or in the Cup Series. Because I do think he has potential. He did really well while he was in at Kyle Busch Motorsports and trucks, and he's really starting to come around in the Xfinity Series this year. So I really do feel like he's a good driver and he has potential.
Still there.
Meanwhile, we're just kind of fighting back and forth with Stewart here for 22nd.
Still there.
But here's Harvick. I believe Harvick's the leader. We're kind of blockading him right now.
Car high. Okay, here we go. Stay focused.
3 laps to go. You just got lapped by the leader. I assume Edwards is in 2nd place.
All clear.
Looks like Harvick's going to win. Especially now that we're kind of blocking Edwards. I apologize, Edwards. I like you a lot more than I like Kevin Harvick, but unfortunately circumstances dictate that you had to be blocked. So 2 laps to go in the race, but obviously we're 1 lap down, so we only have one lap to go. White flag is out. We just need to hold our position. Here's Joey Logano. He's on the lead lap. We'll let him by, but I gotta maintain this position, not let Austin Dillon get around me here. And I think we'll be good. We got both of our sponsorship objectives. So overall, pretty decent race. Not too bad for a mile and a half. 23rd. Very happy with that. It's about what I expected, so that's all we really need. We need to be finishing in top 30 for sure, for points' sake. So I believe Harvick won the race. Clint Boyer out of the race early. Harvick, Edwards, Logano, Busch, Elliott. So we'll head back to the menu. Oh, here's our money. We gotta look at the money. 19,000 from the race, 5,000 from Moog. Another 3,500 from Moog. And 3,000 from Duralast Brake. So we got 30,000. I don't know if that's enough for an upgrade. I doubt it. And I'm sure we lost some ground in points. Yep, we're 17th now. 1 point behind Clint Boyer, but we have that win, so it really doesn't matter, in my opinion. So we're going to go back to the menu. See if there's any new stuff for us to look at. And then that'll be it for this episode. Oh no, Dover's next. Yay, Dover, my least favorite track of all time. At least in video games. Kyle Busch, you're starting to make a name for yourself out there. Keep pushing. Hashtag big things coming for you. Thank you, Kyle Busch. But that seems to be it. No further sponsorship offers. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, be sure to hit that thumbs up button. And if you want to see more content from ATF Gaming, be sure to hit that red subscribe button down below. And I will see you in the next episode. Bye.